This is a HeadGum podcast.
Still love it.
Perfect.
This episode of If I Were You is brought to you by, I really like these guys.
Yeah.
So listen up. BlueApron.com. Smart. Good business idea. Let's support them for a second. Let's think for a second. You don't know how to cook shit.
Yeah.
Or maybe you do know how to cook shit, but you need a little help.
Or maybe you know how to cook shit, but you don't really like buying a ton of ingredients and letting the other food go bad because you only really get to cook a couple nights a week.
This is how it works. Blue Apron, for $9.99 per meal, sends you the right ingredients and the exact right proportions with simple recipe instructions right to your door. Healthy meals that are only 500 to 700 calories per serving. And they have step-by-step instructions with pictures. It says in the copy that it's idiot-proof. We can assure you that it is, as we are two idiots, and we were able to cook some really awesome shit.
You ate a little bit of raw chicken,
yeah,
straight out of the container.
That was my bad. That's totally on me. Stuff like short rib burgers on pretzel buns, Kung Pao chicken tacos. They have a wide variety of meat and veggie options. They make cooking easy. And they make cooking fun, actually.
It's actually a good time because of those guys.
And you don't have to go to, when you go to the grocery store and buy, a bag of frozen meat and then, 4 pounds of kale and then, 7 onions.
And then you just have, a giant thing of turmeric or something.
Yeah, and you don't know what that is or when to use it.
Too much spice.
Yeah.
And then you need a single clove of garlic, but you have to buy a whole bag of...
a bulb. What is it called? There's bulbs and then... What's the clove? Clover.
The clove. So you need a single clove all chopped up, but you have to get a whole bulb.
Right.
You can't buy a single bulb.
No.
You have to buy a bowl, 5 bulbs.
Yeah, you're making a pasta and they're it requires grating some cheese, so let me buy
a whole entire block of cheese that will sit here for a month and then I'll have to throw it away while it's rock hard.
So Blue Apron eliminates all of that. Like we said, step-by-step instructions, and the portions are precise and exact. Zero waste. Waste not, want not. Cooking and eating should be and will be enjoyable. If you go to BlueApron.com, and to see what's on the menu this week and to get your first 2 meals for free, go to BlueApron.com/ifIwereYou. That's BlueApron.com/ifIwereYou. Good for yourself. Especially good for couples. It's a fun way to spend an evening with a couple. You're actually making the food that you eat. Mm-hmm. It's a solid.
It'll bring you closer together.
Solid date. And it's also very affordable. $10 a meal. You're going to save money.
It's less money than Seamless Boss, and you know it.
And it's like mini cooking lessons, because once they have the recipes, you can always keep that recipe card and make it yourself one day. So check them out. BlueApron.com/ifIwereYou. That's right. 2 meals for free. For going to BlueApron.com/ifIwereYou. Thanks to Blue Apron for supporting the show. Thanks to you guys for supporting Blue Apron. Thanks to you guys for supporting HeadGum as a podcast network in general. Let's get started. This episode was really fun. We talked about our pilot. We talked about our HeadGum network. Things ended up getting real. It's just so exciting. I feel like we just got to get started at a certain point. We just keep talking and talking.
Go.
It's just let's get into it already.
Do it.
I want to start it now.
You can.
How?
You have the power.
All right, I'm going to press this button and see what happens. Oh.
If I were you, show at you, never come to yourself in a Starbucks with a book Logic's mom. It's the dopest podcast with worldwide snatch appeal. Seize the cheese, it's about to get freaking real. If I were you, with 2 cordials.
I quickly hate you.
If I were you,
The pinch.
they'd dope guess as well.
Alson Williams, Ben Schwartz, Dudes.
If I were you,
Jake Hurwitz, Amir Blumenfeld.
I would listen to.
Absolutely excuse you.
That was Mark and Marie.
Very entrancing.
A brother and sister duo.
And they hook up?
They don't actually hook up.
Oh, I was... So confused for a second.
Now I'm confused for a second. What? Why did you think that they hooked up?
I guess I just thought I heard you say
I did. What did you think you heard me say?
a brother and sister duo.
Yeah, bro. I did
must
say
have
that.
thought couple or something. It was so hot or weird. I mean,
What?
for a second.
For
me.
what?
I thought for a second that they hooked up, and I was like, that made me uncomfortable and not hard.
It's funny because when I read this email, I assumed that this brother and sister were fucking each other. So I said, I responded, I said, thanks so much for your song. Weird question for you. Do you guys fuck each other?
Yeah. And they responded, what?
They're like, LOL, we don't fuck, but we do hook up.
Really?
So I guess, I don't know.
They don't go all the way.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's not incest if you don't go all the way.
What a weird bumper sticker.
Your Honor. And then you find out that it is.
It's a weird shirt to have.
That awkward moment when
you realize.
You find out it is incest even if you don't go all the way.
That awkward moment, hen. Thank you, Mark and Marie. Mark and Marie from New Jersey. Ho, say, can you see? By the dawn's early light.
Go on. The whole country's national anthem has a weird slam poem.
What so proudly we hail by the dawn's
at the twilights.
Oh shit! What is it?
At the twilight's last gleaming.
Gleaming.
Whose broad stripes and bright
Whose
stars.
broad stripes and bright starly. Here's something interesting I noticed, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that Mission Impossible Rogue Nation's improbable feat is consistency.
Excuse me?
I think that the fifth movie in a long-running franchise opened this weekend, and it did what most mission movies do. It earned a solid opening, and it stuck the landing.
Are you just reading Deadline.com and passing it off like
what are
it's
you
an
talking
opinion?
about? I really do think that in box office terms,
you look at me right up until you start to clearly
the first
read an
installment, directed by Brian De Palma, took in an inflation-adjusted
And who is
$68
Brian De
million.
Palma? Click his name because I'm sure it's a hyperlink wherever you are.
Fuck that noise, dude. I'm trying to have a conversation with you, and
You're
you
not
keep
having a
turning it
conversation
back.
because it's very one-sided. You clearly have an opinion and an agenda, and you're gonna read that. Like, because right now I'm sort of throwing.
Do you think
off
that the
and you're-
2011
yeah.
pick Ghost Protocol, directed by Brad Bird, was harder to gauge?
What is going on with you right now?
I'm thinking. I'm just
You're not
talking about
making
whatever.
Conversation. You're steamrolling me.
Thanks to Tom Cruise for writing that song. This is If I Were You, the only advice podcast on the internet, hosted by me.
And me.
I'm Amir.
And I'm me.
We had such a busy week. This
yeah.
week was such a busy week for me.
Yeah. Do you remember everything we did?
Yeah, well, mostly we shot our television show. We should say that we shot the first episode of it.
Yeah.
The pilot.
And it might be the only episode ever.
Yeah, so when we wrapped, we're like, oh, this was great. I hope we get to do it again.
Yeah.
Or there's a chance that we'll never do it again.
It felt like going, I guess I never went to summer camp. But
Right.
like, the idea is like, we went through this amazing bonding experience where we like made something with a bunch of people who worked super hard.
Yeah.
And you really like fall in friendship love with all of them.
Right, everyone
And
said,
then-
yeah.
And then like the last day of camp, you're like, I'm going to miss you so much. I'll see you next summer.
Right.
But we have to say like, I'm going to miss you so much. I hope one day I see you again.
Yeah.
Because that'll mean that we get to keep on making this, or this friendship will have meant nothing.
Yeah, so long and or maybe goodbye.
Right.
It was a Monday through Friday schedule, roughly 13 hours a day, little time for anything else.
Right.
Just
emails piling up.
waking up early.
There were days I didn't even refresh Instagram.
No,
Yeah.
don't say that.
It really like it didn't even weigh on me. Like I would come home and I would be like, oh, I didn't even look at this today.
Wow. It was kind of cool, like doing this thing because we were just like, oh, this is what normal work hours are.
Right, that's true.
Comedians don't operate from 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. every day usually.
It was fulfilling and exhausting.
Yeah.
I don't think that like normal jobs usually feel like that. That was like a dream come true.
Right, it was like a fantasy week. I told somebody that like it was like we won or paid for a experience where it's like you get to write a script and then we get a real crew to make it for you, and at the end of the week we give you a DVD of your show, and it just cost $8,000, but it's worth it because you get to act like a real Hollywood guy for a week.
Yeah, we got to like sit in a director's chair with headphones on.
Right. Did you like more when you were in a scene and acting, or did you like more when there was a scene with other people in it and you get to watch and give notes?
Oh, I think man, it's really hard to choose. They were both great. I did love watching and giving notes.
Yeah, it's more relaxing.
I liked even more when you don't have to give notes, because you're just like watching and you're just like super proud of what's happening, and it's like we all wrote these words weeks ago and we had there were some lines that, because we had the best cast you could possibly imagine, and there were lines that like I didn't even realize were jokes when we were writing them.
Right.
But, like, everybody in the show is so funny that they become funny lines.
They
even,
bring
like,
them
the
to life.
exposition lines are funny. Yeah.
So now what? Now we have to put all this footage together. Not even us. We have an editor and a director and other producers who will help us piece it together. And then eventually we'll show it to True TV, and they'll ultimately make a decision.
And that's we're gonna beg you guys to bring back that little hashtag thing that we did.
We really
but we won't. Don't pull the trigger yet.
Easy.
Just if this is a slingshot where we've loaded the pebble.
Yeah.
And over the next couple of weeks, we're gonna slowly pull back the band, and then we'll tell you when all of that pent up energy is ready. We'll release it, and it'll be a shot.
Yeah,
it will be a shot. But so you get ready, load the slingshot.
And I really think it should actually be a slingshot.
Yeah.
Ideally, we'll just slingshot people until they decide to greenlight our show.
That's a good idea. We'll threaten them.
Yeah, Bart Simpson style.
Them.
Bart Simpson style.
Dennis the Menace them.
And then while this was happening, our podcast network launched the same exact day.
Yeah.
We didn't spread the wealth very well.
No.
We were like dealing with the first day of our pilot shooting, which is like a very exciting moment, while also dealing with the first day of headgum.com launching.
Right.
So if you guys don't know what Headgum is, it's this podcast network that we launched for our friends and family. So we're just now part of a giant network.
Giant. We're not a conglomerate yet.
No, yeah, we're a
mom and pop shop of podcasts. 10 podcasts. This is not. You can dive right in and listen to all 10.
And some of you have. We're getting reviews.
Our fans should actually weigh in on who we help launch podcasts for.
Oh, so like people who don't necessarily have a podcast, or people who do have a podcast but not a network?
I guess both. But like, for instance, I feel like fans of ours would have and could have suggested, like, get Dave Rosenberg a podcast, which we did. Dave, Mike, and Jeff have Twinnovation.
Yeah.
Or maybe they would say, hey, we like your mama's we like your mama, have her launch a podcast, which we did. So, like, who else is there? Like, we took Josh Rubens, we got Streeter, we got...
Yeah, who else is out there, either one who doesn't have a podcast that you think would belong in our network?
Podcast list, or podcast less, or network less?
Or who do have a podcast but not a network. A home that you think would belong well on HeadGum. You guys probably know the podcast universe more than we do.
We know who you want to listen to. We can make it happen.
We can literally get anybody. That's the exciting part.
Yeah.
So actually, Damon would have a pretty nice podcast. Matt Damon.
Right. Do you think he would ever, sort of misschedule his podcast so it didn't come out?
Oh, like he like scheduled it and it released it like 8 hours too early, and then he had to take it down, but iTunes already caught it.
Yeah.
So like some people are trying to download it,
so
but
he has to, like,
the file's not there.
iTunes, but like there's nobody he can contact.
Yeah.
There. It's sort of just like a feed that you upload.
Yeah, I don't think so. Do you think Damon had like a podcast guest lined up, and he like set up the equipment, but then like at the last minute, the guest canceled on him.
Oh, like Affleck was like, "Hey, I actually can't do your podcast today."
Yeah.
So Damon has to like unplug all of his mics and stuff, and he like already had like poured a glass of water for Ben.
Yeah.
So he drinks it himself.
But it's too much. It's too much water, so he has
And
to
he sort of,
pee.
he has like a watery burp.
We should say thank you to iTunes, actually. iTunes really helped us out last week. They like gave us our own announcement on the front page of the iTunes podcast listing page, and they helped get up all those podcasts onto iTunes and onto the same network. So if you guys are on iTunes, you can easily check out HeadGum by searching HeadGum in the upper right-hand corner.
For real. And I gotta just recommend Twinnovation episode 2 right now.
Yeah, I highly
listened to
recommend.
it. I was just in Santa Barbara for anybody who gives a fuck. I guess Amir doesn't. But
I knew that.
I was driving back and I listened to episode 2, and Dave really brings a gem. A gem of a bad idea.
He always brings a gem. Yeah, this is exciting. The first week was like everybody's first podcast. Now this week is like, all right, now people are starting to get into the swing of things. Episode 2 of most people. And Twinnovation's already released theirs early.
And so did Black Men Can't Jump. There's actually 2 episodes in their first week.
And speaking of iTunes, I should say 2 more things. You can also go to itunes.com/headgum. They made us that URL. Which
Really?
will send you right to the iTunes page, which is awesome. And if you like a podcast on HeadGum's network, it really, really helps to subscribe to it and to leave a positive review, because the way iTunes algorithms work is that they really weight those heavily. And we had like at one point like 4 podcasts in the top 25 of comedy, and it's all thanks to like reviews and subscriptions and the newnesses of the show. And then that led to people discovering the shows and discovering HeadGum, and it's all just a positive feedback loop. So thanks to iTunes and thanks to you guys for doing all that stuff. Another idea I had is to just play a clip from that High and Mighty episode at the end of this show. So if you haven't heard us on John Gabrus's show, you can just keep listening to the end of this program, and we'll put in like a little 2-minute clip of us talking on that show.
That's a good idea.
Just to whet your appetite.
We're good at
teaser.
marketing.
A
Or at
teaser.
least you are.
Well, that was my brother's idea.
He's good at marketing. Was that your brother who is the designer or the doctor?
You know, it was the designer, brother.
I would imagine it would
Yeah, it was
be.
the one who works in the startup universe that knew how to market that. Not the gynecologist who can save babies' lives.
Right.
Which I guess is also important in a slightly different way.
Yeah.
But at this very moment, this is an advice podcast. So I'm going to read some real questions from real people who have emailed us to ifirewere@gmail.com seeking our guidance for whatever reason. So do you have a fake name? I want to preserve this lady's anonymity.
Oh, hey, ladies.
What?
Let's name them people on our HeadGum network.
Okay.
Danielle.
Okay, Danielle
From
writes.
a couple of questions.
Writes. She doesn't actually write. This is somebody else.
That's not her.
Yeah.
She is a real person and
Right.
she has a real podcast.
Of course.
This comes from somebody who's not her. I get it.
And that person writes, I'll get right down to it. I'm 20 years old and in my first sexual relationship. I never felt very interested in dating before because I mostly feel that the guys who always hit on me are either sleazy or just annoying. I'm still in college and fell head over heels for my boyfriend, who I've been seeing now for a while. My boyfriend has also never had sex with anyone else either. He's a dime and a nerd. So as it turns out, we're pretty bad at sex. How is that fair? Without getting too graphic and grossing you both out, it's a bit uncomfortable for me being a virgin and all. However, my hymen wouldn't even have a chance to break because my boyfriend is finishing in just seconds. We've had sex a few times now and he's not getting any better. You guys have made jokes about this stuff before and I honestly think it's pretty funny, except I kind of want to have some good sex with him sometime. That would be cool. He's very embarrassed every time he comes, and he doesn't think it's funny. I don't know what to do. I'm worried that this is going to affect his confidence in our relationship. Do you guys have any tips for this? Is there something that I could be doing differently in bed to make his experience last longer and still make him feel manly and such? Any thoughts would be greatly appreciated. Love the show, Danielle.
A lot of thoughts. A lot of thoughts on this. What strikes you initially?
Sex is hard at first, and in general, and at first. It's like a sport. It's like, oh, I took two tennis lessons, and I'm not very good yet.
Right.
Yeah, I would say sex is almost more complicated than tennis. This guy is maybe touching a vagina for the first time.
Right.
Super excited, super into it, prematurely ejaculating, it seems. And this girl is like, how long is it going to take? What's going to happen? And I fear it takes more than just 2 or 3 times to become good at sex.
Right.
What did you think first?
Well, I think, obviously I agree. Practice makes perfect. Good communication is always important. If your sex life isn't really great, you guys have to just talk about it and see what would make you both feel great. A couple little things to make him feel confident, just like, keep on having more sex, he'll last longer, but try to find a way that he can get you off without using his dick, like fingering you or going down on you, because then he, will feel confident making you come.
What about calling him names? Like, oh, you like that, you little pussy?
Oh yeah,
slap his little
you
dick.
Little limp dick loser.
You little pussy.
Yeah.
Look at this little wiener in a blanket. You grab his little cock in your fist, and you say, "Look at this little wiener
Sally
in a
come
blanket."
too quickly.
What?
Sally come too quickly.
What'd you say?
Sally come quickly is like that's a thing, right?
Sally come quickly.
Is it Sally come quickly?
It might be. I just don't get it.
But like
I've never heard
quickly?
that. Oh, so
Really?
so you call him that?
Sally come too
quickly. Yeah. I was saying. Did you hear when I said you squeeze his little wiener dick, and you say, "What is this little pig in a blanket?"
Oh, that's
a little
good.
wiener in a blanket.
Yeah.
You like make fun of his little dick.
Well, no one said it was little. He actually has a huge dick.
You can make fun of that too.
It's actually, yeah. Your dick's too big.
So is this worth bringing up? Is this worth talking about?
Oh, it's Sally come lately.
Oh,
That's what it is.
Yeah, so don't
there's
say
a double
Sally
loop.
come too quickly. I fear that he won't get that joke.
It'll still sting.
He'll still
It almost
get it.
doesn't really matter.
You think he feels shame, embarrassed?
Definitely. Yeah, because first of all, when you're in your first sexual relationship, no, it's always important. I just think that the longer you spend in the sexual relationships and different ones, you sort of learn that there's a curve. And I mean, I remember when I first stopped using condoms because a girlfriend was on birth control, and I lasted so much shorter than I usually did. And for a while, it was hard for me to have for us to have a fully satisfying sex session for both of us. But
were you a 1-pump chump?
it wasn't 1 pump, but it was
Were you a 3-pump chump?
it was more than 3 pumps, but it was 4 pumps.
Oh, you were.
But I would come first, and I was, you're always the gold standard is to come at the same time. That's what you want.
That's a great get.
And and usually I pride myself on being pretty good at it.
Oh, so you just basically time it to them.
Yeah, I mean, well, I personally, Mom, if you're listening, share this with Dad.
I know you guys are in Nantucket, so if you guys can actually huddle around the fireplace,
if you could
turn up an old-timey radio.
Listen to this on the way to the beach today,
Yeah.
Mommy and Daddy. I actually get off by other people getting off. So when people come, it really makes me come.
It's almost like it's because the physical feeling of the ins and the outs is relatively unchanged.
Right, but you can, when you feel that energy of this person's about to come, and it gets me, I'm going to come too, and
Right.
So, but then the problem is sometimes when somebody is close, you get really excited, and you're like, oh, I'm coming, and they're like, well, I know, and I'm not
Wait,
yet.
not yet.
And
oh my God,
and I
not
found
yet
that
is
happening
the
a
worst.
little too much.
Yeah.
Got it. Yeah.
Not
If I have sex with anybody listening to this podcast right now, if you really want to make me fucking come, say don't come yet.
I've never. That has only happened after that the ejaculation has happened. Like not yet. I'm like, yeah, all right, I'll try to hold it in a little more. Oh dear,
not yet. Like, oh, I came. As soon as you started that sentence, I knew what you were gonna say.
Do you ever delay the announcement of it? It's like you already feel it like it's starting, and you're like, all right, I'm close, and then it's like, all right, now. It's like you bought yourself a few more seconds instead of saying like, I'm coming right now.
So you're saying I'm coming like as
right,
you come, like
at
literally
towards the end.
No, I always pre-announce it because I want to. Just in case I hear not yet, I have to like be able to pull, like I'm coming, and then they say no, don't or something.
Oh, that's even better. Yeah,
and then you're like, okay, I can chill in it. But if I like really go to the edge and I'm like I'm coming, and like don't, and then like of course I do, then my orgasm is ruined because it's just it's euphoria and guilt.
All in one amazing cocktail.
Which is, that's my entire life, I think.
Euphoria and guilt, the name of your autobiography.
Really.
Does it manifest itself in other parts of the relationship, like bad sex? Weird dinners?
Yeah, because you don't, if you feel like he feels limp, he feels like a piece of shit, he can't make his girlfriend happy.
Right.
I mean, that's what is going on in his head. I know people are like, you make me happy in a million ways, and sex is one of them. But like, when you're in that situation, you're like, I can't make you come. I can't make you laugh. I can't afford to pay for dinner. Why are you even with me? That's what's in his head.
It seems like the bit of advice here that might be good is like he should try to get her as close as possible to the orgasm.
And then put his dick in.
Yeah.
But I think you do. He has to practice. And I don't want to say... Well, I'll just say what I'm thinking, and I don't know if it's entirely right, but I would just try to fuck him like 3 or 4 times in a row.
Oh, yeah.
If you, like, it sounds like you could both handle it because the first session is really short.
Yeah, you treat the first one like exhibition basketball, like it's a preseason game, a warm-up.
Like, you just, like, jerk him off till he comes, and then be like, all right.
Oh, now that's the new basis.
You've got... And then you're like, hey, go down on me until you get hard again, and then come back, you know?
That seems like a plan right there.
That's the plan of action. So you tell your boyfriend that Jake Hurwitz told you to jerk him off till he came, and then now he has to go down on you until he gets hard again, and then he can have sex.
I feel like that's the perfect plan because it like gives a timer to how long he goes down on her, which it's just great for her.
Right.
And then he has just, finished ejaculated, so he couldn't even come again if he wanted to.
It's the Ocean's 11 of not coming too early.
They do this.
It's a perfect scheme.
Yeah, they're gonna do this, look up and notice that the painting above their wall is just missing.
I propped them.
You've heisted them. You gave them the perfect plan, and it was all part of your elaborate Thomas Crown Affair ruse to steal a poster that says you miss 99% of the shots you don't make. It doesn't even make sense. Why get that poster? All right, let's take one break, and we'll be right back with more questions after this. Thank you, BetaBrand, BetaBrand.com, for sponsoring this episode as well. It's an online clothing community based in San Francisco that designs, manufactures, and releases new products non-stop.
Boom.
Are you on their site?
I'm looking at their site right now.
And what kind of chill gear do you see?
Sorted by newest. I went to betabrand.com/ifiwereyou.
Oh, good call. You get 10% off if you do that. Plus free shipping.
Franken flannel shirt.
It's actually...
It looks really dope. It's the first one on there right now. I sorted by newest, but it's like...
They sent us some products that are really, really awesome, including a hoodie for me, an Oxford shirt for Jake. We do want more. We do want... What did you say you wanted? The Franken flannel?
Yeah, the Franken flannel shirt's pretty crazy looking.
And I'm still loving that mushroom shirt. I really think I would look really
dope.
cool in the mushroom shirt. If you guys want to check it out yourself, that's betabrand.com/ifiwereyou. It's kind of a cool website because it's not just a regular online clothing store. It's kind of a new idea. People submit ideas, and then you can vote on what they should prototype, and they crowdfund what they should make. And you can become the face of a brand by uploading photos through our Model Citizen program. They make clothes for people that want to experience fashion, and that's why they create fashion with a function. What is
Sorry,
that?
I didn't mean to interrupt the tagline there.
What was it?
It's like a short sleeve flannel shirt that has pockets on the bottom, almost like as if it's a hoodie. Really dig it.
There's lots of cool stuff. If you want to just treat it as an online clothing store,
Is anyone from BetaBrand listening? Can we ask them for free stuff right now? I'll order one flando in a medium.
That's not how, no, you'd have to actually purchase it.
One, huh?
You have to actually purchase it, yeah.
I don't get it for free?
Yeah, you definitely don't get it just by yelling into the podcast.
I'm the man.
If you go to, check it out yourself, go to betabrand.com/ifiwereyou. That way you get a 10% discount and free shipping. How nice is that? They'll deliver the clothes to you for free. Check out their stuff, betabrand.com/ifiwereyou. Thank you as well to squarespace.com for sponsoring this episode. Squarespace. Pretty freaking simple. You don't know how to build a website.
You're accusatory.
You don't
You're
get
accusatory.
that. You don't know.
You started the episode by saying you don't know how to cook shit.
Yeah.
You don't know how to build a web. Let's just say, hey, you're all pretty good. You're doing great. Squarespace can help.
Build your own fucking website if you know how to build it from scratch. Open a text edit document and start fucking writing code.
I don't think the negativity goes
Start
a long
fucking
way.
writing HTML code.
There's no
you
need to
can't.
make people feel
you
bad.
don't know how to make an online
Now they
blog,
don't feel
a
like
store,
building a website at all.
a portfolio. Squarespace does make it easy. Makes it simple, makes it beautiful. You can use Squarespace.com's drag and drop technology to design a professional looking website. All right, fine. Let's say you do know how to code. They'll at the very least make it easier, faster, and simpler.
You don't
for
have the time.
Exactly. And it's super affordable. Plans start at $8 a month, and you get a free domain if you sign up for the year. Is it safe to assume that people think that there are no good domain names available?
I find that there's a lot of people that want to start a website and they decide, you know what? What's the point?
Yeah.
I can't find a good domain name.
Luckily, we do a little bit of the legwork for you. Jake and I find a available domain name every time we promote Squarespace. So, for example, right now, at the time of recording, that's Sunday night, 11:39 p.m., local Los Angeles time, beanlunch.com is right there for the plucking.
It is available.
Take it.
Beanlunch.com.
That's right.
Does anybody ever buy the domains that we say?
Yeah.
Sometimes they forward it to us,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. People will purchase it. Koioil.com was purchased amongst many a small yo-yo.
If you buy one of these, forward it to us and let us know.
Right.
And we'll shout you out.
Beanlunch.com
Forward
is
us your
available.
Squarespace receipt. Let us know that you
built a blog, a bean-based lunch blog on Squarespace's platform. And what's your idea? Your domain?
Dangleman.com.
Okay, that's another option.
And if anybody wants to come at me and say they don't think that's a good domain name, I'll let you know that dangle.com was available for $49,000.
So if you just
it's
add
pretty
man.
worthwhile for 99 cents to register dangleman.com, I think.
Yeah, you actually get a free domain if you sign up for a year. Plans start, like we said, as low as $8. And you even get 10% off if you go to squarespace.com/ifiwereyou and enter coupon code IFIWEREYOU. Squarespace.com/ifiwereyou. If you ever find yourself, maybe you don't need to right now, but you're interested in the not too distant future, somebody asks you to create a website, a blog, a portfolio for them. You remember this advertisement and many others. That's Squarespace.com. Thanks to them for sponsoring not only this episode, but they sponsored the launch of our HeadGum network.
Yeah, really
So,
cool.
An extra.
Support our big supporters, please.
Help them, help us, help you. Squarespace, build it beautiful. One last time, squarespace.com/ifiwereyou and use coupon code IFIWEREYOU to get 10% off your first purchase. Let's get back to the show. We're back, and this is our first podcast episode where we're both in our 30s.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're officially a 30-year-old.
What's the fucking point?
You're over the hill and under-delivered.
I am over the hill, under the weather.
Yeah.
Over the moon,
You are,
but under arrest.
it's also, do you feel older?
I guess.
What about your declining eyesight?
Oh yeah.
That's a very specific moment tied to your age.
Right, for sure.
You're gonna have to get glasses.
Yeah.
You loser. You're a
your
Dorcas.
You're basically blind, and I
legally
already got LASIK.
blind. Fuck me.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do? Well, how do you handle that?
I really grappled with it. I wrestled with it. I didn't want to get glasses, and then I was driving back from the airport one night, and I literally just couldn't see any signs, like nothing. I can't see when I'm driving at night.
You know what you'll do? You'll start putting your foot in the water. You're like, oh, I'll only wear it at night. Oh, I'll only wear the glasses when I'm driving.
I won't wear them all the time.
Yeah.
I'm saying that. I guess now that means I will.
Right. But that's how it starts.
Right.
You dabble.
And that's what I have to do. So it started, I was noticing it going a little bit, couldn't see at night that well. But then driving back from the airport, I couldn't see anything. And then at one point I lost the lane of the highway.
Well, that seems like more than just a vision blurriness.
Yeah, I mean, maybe I was tired, but and it was sort of a confusing spot, the lane is closed, whatever. Mm-hmm. But I should have been able to see where the lines were, and
right.
I could not.
Right.
And it was, so it's okay, it's borderline dangerous, I guess. And then also when we were writing the show, we write on a television screen with, and one person has a laptop, and we're all
oh, right, and you couldn't read the script.
Couldn't read the script. So then I went to what was that? Lens Crafters.
Oh yeah.
And
you got an eye exam.
Got an eye exam.
Your prescription.
Yeah, it was negative. I forget, -1,
-100, -75.
Okay.
It's a whole world you don't have to deal with, and then you just do. Right. No one in your family has glasses, right?
No, I'll be the only kid in my family that has glasses, that needs glasses.
That's crazy. 8 of you, not one with glasses?
My parents have reading glasses, but...
Right, but they have perfect distance vision.
Yeah.
Holy shit. So, what are you going to do?
So I went to... we should sponsor this episode by Warby Parker, because I did use their service. I used the home try-on.
Oh shit, we should contact them quick. Fuck.
And I have 5 pairs of glasses. Did I show you them?
Yeah.
I did. And I chose one.
And?
I'm going to go to the store tomorrow and get them. And I'm going to have glasses.
You're going to have glasses. What a loser. What next? I'm going to have, I don't know, what's a distinguishing characteristic of you?
Perfect shoulders.
You think that's what people say behind your back?
Everyone's always talking shit about how broad my shoulders are.
Did you have any quarter life crisis with a 30?
No, I really I kind of lost my shit when I was 25.
Oh, right.
And then I developed a much more zen outlook about aging.
I guess it helps to have an exciting moment in your life happen at age 30.
Yeah. Oh man. I think it felt really good to be 30 years old, shooting the pilot. It was my birthday on set.
Yeah.
Which is really, really fun.
So surrounded by a whole new crop of friends.
Yeah. I guess maybe turning point birthdays, a 30-year-old one. I might have found myself a little bummed if nothing was happening, if we were still waiting to hear about the pilot, or if we were just, I don't know, who knows, whatever we were doing. If I was bored, it would have been a little sad.
Right.
But I feel this week we made 50 new friends.
True.
Everybody's saying me happy birthday, so I could not have been bummed about it.
You were kind of upset that the cake wasn't to your liking.
Oh yeah, I did.
We got
I had
the
2 cakes.
Yeah.
One was
I
vanilla
thought was
frosting,
super.
Which was, yeah. No, it was nice.
I thought it was really nice.
It was a good. Well, I don't even want to say it was a nice gesture, because if it was a nice gesture, they would have gotten the right cake. Do you know what I mean?
They got you 2 cakes, and one of them had a photo of us on it, which I thought was really, really nice. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then your mom sent you a cake. It was just a
bullshit. Yeah, it was a bullshit birthday. My mom sent me a cake.
It was not a bullshit.
I'm just saying.
How is it? And then your mom went out of the way to design a cake that looked like a box of Annie's macaroni and cheese, because she knew that was your favorite
and she
food.
Found out where the production office was.
And she sent it to us. Yeah.
And it was a cake that fed the entire crew for actually 2 days.
Right.
3 days. They had it.
So why do you think that's a bullshit gesture?
It's a bullshit birthday. It wasn't. It was just people saying, how many times did they sing to me?
They sang twice to you. They sang happy birthday twice to you.
Yeah. And it's just like, it's my, I don't understand, maybe they turned 30 a lot, but I actually only got to do it once.
What the fuck are you talking about? You thought like 2 wasn't enough?
So I got,
You got
how many
2
people work
cakes.
on that set? And I got 2 cakes, 0 presents. Well, a couple of people got me gifts, but not like,
So what's the difference between a
clothes.
gift and a present?
I got, actually, True TV sent me a care package for my birthday that had
That's
a
so
hoodie in
nice.
it, and
Oh my gosh. They went above and beyond, I would say.
But it didn't even like,
That's so
there wasn't,
thoughtful.
but I'm saying I could have had money.
I know
And then
what
I would buy-
I know
and
what
then-
you're saying.
Like,
you
if
say
everyone on
but,
set-
you're saying but it's not but.
I
I'm
would have.
saying.
I honestly didn't even need anybody to sing me happy birthday or give me a cake. If they had given me the money that they bought the cake with, if my mom had sent me money,
Well, I can't
and if
believe
everyone on
this.
set had given me money,
I'm gonna put this in the episode. People are gonna hear you
edit
complain
it out,
about
bitch.
this.
Edit this part out, bitch.
So you are ashamed.
Of course, I'm fucking embarrassed. I'm being a petulant little brat.
I'm afraid this will come off as me being petty, the complaining about 2 cakes shit.
I Venmo requested my father for $2,000.
And
He accepted.
so
And I hit him back with another 2K fee. This is the acceptance fee, Daddy.
the right punch, left punch, the 1-2 hook. Anything else? Good birthday, good week, crazy adventures,
Yeah.
2 cakes, 3
cakes.
gifts, and not enough cash.
And then a party this weekend.
Yeah, we had a party for you.
We had a pilot rap party, headgum launch party, birthday party, and a housewarming party.
Yeah. Was that good for you too?
I deserved more. I guess we had over 100 of our friends here with a hot dog,
Yeah.
a hot dog cart and, and a bar.
Yeah.
But we played beer pong against
Right.
Rick Fox.
Yeah, we
That was
lost.
the highlight of my fucking life, I think.
He beat us.
Yeah, I had a real rough game of it.
You had a tough go of
I
it.
really did not.
You know why?
Because I was nervous.
Because you didn't have your glasses.
Interesting theory.
Would you ever get LASIK?
I'll definitely get LASIK.
You know, with LASIK, they numb your eyes and they slice it open while you're still fully awake. You're okay with that?
I actually heard that it hurts.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
That seems not right. I basically just used eye drops for the first time this week on set because my eyes were a little bit dry, and somebody had eye drops, and I didn't even put them in my own eyes, and I was just like, somebody else put drops in my eyes, and I was like so terrified as like the drop was entering my eye. I'm like, there's no way I can ever have LASIK where you have to keep your eyes open while a laser slices them.
They like peel your eye. They clockwork orange you for it.
Yeah, they force your eyelids open, moisten it with drops, and then slice open the fucking
Moisten it with
cornea.
drops sounds like the part that you're the most afraid of.
Can you imagine these drops that moisten and numb the eye? They slice open the top layer, flap it open like the bottoms of an old timey pajama pantsuit. Then they use a laser to fucking reshape the back of your
How
eye.
often does somebody go blind from it?
Not that, like 1 in 5, 1 in 10.
Like, does it? It must happen though, right?
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure there is a risk when you slice open your eye and shoot lasers in it.
Like, that seems pretty crazy.
But I guess it's worth it not to wear glasses. But even if I had perfect vision, I would need to wear glasses.
Right. Well, at this point.
Yeah, glasses are like my shield.
But
feel.
see, I don't like shit. I don't like stuff. I don't like having extra things.
Right, you don't like having to deal with
the
glasses.
idea of having a pair of glasses and a glasses case and a little like tissue that I use to clean the glasses is like already stressing me out a little bit.
Right. And then contacts even worse.
That's why, like, yeah, you would. Everybody's like, oh, you'll get contacts, right? Because like I don't want to wear glasses,
Right.
But like contacts are so much worse for the kind of person I am.
It means you have to have more stuff.
More like fucking saline solution,
Yeah.
little
The circle, the little binocular circles
Yeah.
that say L and R.
and then like every single day you're like waking up with a ritual that you have to do of like
Sticking it in your eye. And then sometimes it rolls up into your head or rolls down and it gets caught. The lens just gets caught.
I won't do that.
You think Damon never has trouble with his contacts? Like it falls
You think
down
David
into his
doesn't have
eyelids?
perfect vision?
You piece of shit. I think Damon wears glasses. I really do.
Maybe reading glasses.
All right, let's get to another question. We need a Canadian male name. Or just a male name and just know that he's from Canada.
Okay. Let's do Kevin Porter.
Of the Gilmore Guys. Kevin Porter, not really Kevin Porter, but hey, let's just call this person Kevin Porter, writes, "Hey guys, writing from Canada, and I really love the show. Can't wait to see you guys in Toronto. We are going to Toronto in October. Check it out. I'll keep it short. There's this girl I've been talking to recently, and we're getting close to hooking up. The only problem is she's a girl in my group of friends, and I don't want anyone to find out we hooked up. Is there any chance that me and this girl can hook up without any of my or her friends knowing? The reason I can't just ask her to keep it quiet is because she thinks we're going to start dating soon, but I just want to fuck her a few times. But if I ask her to be friends with benefits, I'll never get with her. So what should I do? Help. Thanks. Love, Kevin Porter."
Ooh. I guess I hope this guy doesn't get laid.
The reason I don't ask her this is because I'm trying to deceive and or trick her into sleeping with me. And I don't want any of my friends to find out.
You think there's any way they will? Considering that she wants to date me?
Yeah. Do you think once I ruin this girl for a little bit of time, she'll do me the solid of not telling any of my or her friends that I've deceived her?
Yeah. Let's start with the first rule is that everyone always tells someone.
There are no abject secrets.
No.
That's a good quote. That's I would say 90% of the time that's true. You know what people do? They don't tell everybody. They tell one person, and you say,
Right.
You can't tell anyone. And then he goes, okay, I won't tell anyone.
Yeah.
And then when that person tells someone, he says, I'll tell you, but you can't tell anybody.
I'll say all right, so say you and I hook up.
Yeah.
Or let's not do, because then that would be like, we would almost need to, professional reasons, not tell anybody. Say I hooked up with a girl.
Okay, I love that.
And yeah, and like she's a fucking dime, a smoke show goddess.
Okay, is this an anonymous girl or like what's the level of girl you're thinking?
Tiffany Amber Thiessen.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
You hooked up with Kelly Kapowski?
And I say, I don't want to make a big deal. I don't want to tell anybody. She doesn't want to tell anybody. And say, I stay true. And I'm like, I really didn't tell anybody. Tiffany's going to spill the beans to her best friend.
You think Tiffany's going to tell someone?
To Lark Voorhees, she might just say something.
Lark, you think she's still hanging out with Lisa Turtle?
Yeah, I think they do. No, but like, so when two people are hooking up and it's supposed to be a secret, I would say 90% of the time they both tell at least one person.
And that one person?
100% of the time, at least one of the two people tells somebody.
Right. So all
I
you
don't
can
think
do
there's
is
ever an affair that stays between two people, and that's it.
Yeah.
Someone always tells someone.
It seems like if information is moving at a normal speed, let's say 60 miles per hour, the most you can do is like slow it down almost to a halt.
Right. And maybe there's one person in your group of friends that nobody will ever tell.
Yeah.
But generally speaking, folks will know.
Yeah.
This will not be a secret.
The guy that you don't tell anybody to, his nickname is like Raisin. So you're like, I'm not going to tell Raisin.
Raisin can't.
Yeah, like, don't tell Raisin.
Don't tell
I promise
Raisin.
Jake I wouldn't tell Raisin.
Raisin doesn't know anything because Raisin is a raisin.
Yeah, he is a raisin.
You just hang out
he's
with a
he's
raisin.
a box of raisins. So he's like this little red carton of
You
sun-made
guys are all
raisins.
the California raisins.
Yeah.
What a weird group of friends.
That's a good question. Is there anyone that you've hooked up with ever that you never told anybody?
That I never told anybody?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there is it has happened before.
Right, but who knows? Like that's why I'm saying I think that in these situations, then that person has told someone.
Oh, so you're saying, okay, so odds are at least one person's going to tell.
Yeah, it's never like a perfect.
And that's just random girls. If you're talking about a juicy inter-friend group hookup, that's exciting, juicy
and friends
gossip.
know shit too. Friends know shit.
Yeah,
you know,
because that's what they do. They're like, can't tell anybody, but here's the information,
right?
Because you can't sleep on that.
But like, in your friend, say maybe you're not going to tell them on your own accord, but as soon as somebody notices something, a look, that's it. That's all. And they're like, what's happening with you and Kevin? What's happening with you and Kevin? What's going on? What's going on?
Right.
And then the beans, they get spilled.
Yeah.
The beans always get spilled. That
You can try a secret for a little bit, but eventually, as Jake said, the beans will get spilled. Now, moving on to the second part of your question, which is, it seems like you're really trying to trick this woman.
Right.
It seems like you are leading her on to think that you're going to start dating soon, but you just want to fuck her a few times.
So stop doing that.
Yeah.
Sure. Stop that. Bad boy.
But if I ask her to be friends with benefits, I'll never get with her. How does he know?
That's the advice right there.
So maybe she does.
That's the... Yeah.
Is it more of a guy thing to want the friends with benefits? Is that like a guy thing? Like, oh, in a perfect world, a dude will want to hook up with a girl without having to do like get emotionally involved with all that stuff.
Maybe so. I guess I feel like it kind of goes both ways though.
So like sometimes girls want it too.
Friends with benefits is always a little sad because it's like both people can't get laid or something.
Oh.
So you're like, oh yeah, I'll settle for you for a bit if you'll settle for me for a bit.
Oh, so it's like but isn't it like if we rub backs against each other, we're scratching each other's backs?
Yeah.
So it seems like it's a good thing.
But like, I just don't like the idea of friends with benefits because it's like, all right, we're just gonna jerk off for each other basically.
Oh,
why don't you just admit like, hey, why don't we just casually be together
in a real relationship? Like, yeah, do you only want to get me off? You don't want to have, like, brunch with me?
Yeah, what is that? What is friends with benefits?
It means you have sex, but you don't eat sandwiches together.
That's like...
Yeah, it means
it's more benefits to be like, oh, here's a person that is cool, likes sandwiches, and I get to fuck them.
Yeah.
That's the most benefits.
Here's a benefit that I want, emotional fulfillment. Here's a benefit, being able to have a nice conversation with someone.
All of a sudden, holy matratrimony is the best kind of friends with benefits situation.
That's a pretty nice benefit.
Yeah, here's a major benefit. I have a family of 4.
That's a really nice
I am
benefit.
a benefactor.
Yeah, actually, let's get married and then we'll have real benefits, tax benefits, little breaks and incentives.
Yep.
That's a really nice benefit, if you ask me.
Yeah.
So yeah, I guess I do want to be friends. This is my wedding vows. So I do want to be friends with benefits with you, Jennifer.
You also don't believe gays should get married.
I do
right?
not believe gays should get married. That's correct. Thank you so much for listening to this episode.
This is our right-wing advice podcast.
It's been
The first question to this guy is the friend in this group. It is you're a dude and she's a girl. Then we can. Okay.
That's fine.
All right.
This is a very
Story checks
slow
out.
con. Episode 167.
And you guys have been listening to Big Hits the whole time.
We are literally a third of the way to our 500th episode when we drop the mean bomb on you. We think gays don't get to be in love with each other anymore. All right. Treat this woman nicer, I would say.
Yeah, I think you say, but this is where the language has to change.
Oh, shall
Friends
we speak in Hebrew?
Yes.
You
ought to not say like, let's be friends with benefits. Just be like, hey, I like you, I'm attracted to you, but I like you as a friend and I don't want things to get too weird. So let's just be casual about this. No
What
pressure.
does casual mean?
No expectations. So she's not going into it casually if she's like, I want to long-term date you in the future. And that's why I'm going to be intimate with you because I see this really growing and building into something. And he's saying, this is never going to be anything, but I feel like fucking you. So they're not on the same wavelength.
So the way to say that is I want to be casual, and that means I don't want to be in a relationship with you in the future. You think that's understood by casual?
I mean, you could be even more explicit and just say, I want to go into it with no expectations. Like, right now, I don't think about dating you. I think about being attracted to you this second and wanting to sleep with you.
But do you have to say that explicitly? Isn't that the beginning of every relationship?
Yeah. I don't, not normally, but it sounds like he's concerned with where her mind is at, so he should maybe check in before he...
Just to be super abundantly clear, I'm not necessarily thinking or not thinking about being or not being with you.
Of course, if it you don't want to have this weird conversation where he sits, you don't want to sit somebody down and tell them this, but yeah, like maybe when you're about to hook up, just be like, hey, I just want you to know that, like, I think you're great, but I don't see this going very far.
That's a hard conversation to have before you sleep with somebody.
Yeah.
So good luck, loser. Then again, you're trying to lie to somebody, so you don't deserve something that's easy to do anyway.
Yeah, I mean, well, there are always like ways to there's subtleties in language that you can exploit.
Ideally, you want to be as open and honest as possible, so that if she does get disappointed later on, you can be like, "Hey, at least I was trying to like let you know ahead of time."
Right, but I will like. You don't want your honesty to all just be like a get out of jail free card later. Like, she's like, "Hey, you led me on." You're like, "No, because I said casual." And
right.
I think if your attitude should just be more about preserving your friendship and not clearing your name.
That being said, if you're hooking up with a friend in a friend group, the friends are going to find out.
Of course, this is just generally a bad idea.
There's nothing greater in high school that when two friends hook up. It's like the exciting moment of a drama or a teen a movie like a 90210.
And it's way more exciting to find out that they have been hooking up for a while.
Yeah, like did you hear?
Times.
I have a fucking crazy story. Oh my god, what is it? No, I promised I wouldn't say, but I gotta tell you. Oh my god, Jake hooked up with Tiffany Amber Thiessen. What an amazing story. I can't wait to tell someone that one day. Would you hook up with Tiffany? If you saw Tiffany Thiessen at a party?
Would I hook up with her?
Yeah.
Is she drunk?
She's a little tipsy, but she's not completely wasted.
So, yeah, that's perfect. She's that's classic Tiffany.
Yeah.
Being like a little loose, a little fun, a little bubbly.
And she introduces herself to you because it's like she knows you know who she is, but like at the same time,
she
she has
say
to be
I'm
like,
Tiffany?
Yeah, no, she'll be like, "Hi, I'm Tiff."
Oh, Tiff.
Oh, yeah. She calls herself Tiff.
Do you know I had my first sex dream about Tiffany Amber Thiessen?
Really? Last night. All right. If you have your own questions, your own theme songs, your own anything, Facebook art, send it all to ifiwereyoushow@gmail.com. Again, this is a HeadGum podcast now. Check out other podcasts on our network. First episodes are up. Second episodes are coming out over the course of the week. Oh, the release schedule of all these podcasts. Quick, do like a song and dance while I look it up. Stretch
we
it
can't
out.
edit this cast.
No.
This is say hello to me, honey.
All right, I found it. Mondays is our show and Gilmore Guys. Tuesdays, Josh's Mindhouse, couple of questions. Wednesdays, Julia Noons, another episode of Gilmore Guys. This is why you're single. Thursday is High and Mighty, Gabrus's podcast. Talk of Shame, Streeter's podcast. Friday is Twinnovations and Black Men Can't Jump. That's a pretty loaded slate. At least 2 podcasts on every day.
Amazing.
Something for everybody on every day. Thank you for listening. Again, I'm gonna put a fun little clip from that first episode of High and Mighty at the end of this episode. So keep listening to get a taste of that, and you can always find everything on iTunes and on headgum.com. That's it. The end. Goodbye. See you next week. Peace.
Ciao.
I forgot.
What?
The closing theme song. Holy shit. I'm rusty.
You almost...
The opening theme song was by Mark and his sister Marie. And this closing one is from the Chill Sun Twins. At Chilson Twins on Twitter. That's Ethan on vocals and Shu on the beats. So thank you to the Chilson Twins for this closing theme song. Now we're out.
Witness this litmus test. Is it acidic or basic? Can you trace it back to bastard, tracing, facing, blunts, or racing, fronts, or wake and bake? Or are we just tasting fame and chasing Jake and Jason? Have your cake and eat it too if I were you. Did you put cash on Floyd Mayweather? Or is he asked to Sequoia Fairweather? Fans stay cool in the van, double entendre, mind your manners, fly your banners, Danny Tanner. That's a full house. It's a decent poker hand. I woke up mad, I'm broke up sad. I poked her back, I fumbled that. I'm running faster, I'm the master. We're all the master. Ass.
All right. Thank you to Blue Apron for sponsoring that episode yet again. You can go to blueapron.com/ifiwereyou for your first 2 meals for free, and you can see what's on their menu. Thanks to Blue Apron. Thank you, Blue Apron. And let's listen to that High and Mighty clip with us on John Gabrus's first podcast episode. You can listen to the whole episode and many other podcasts at headgum.com. Enjoy. You might weigh more than both of us combined.
I
right?
probably weigh close to both of you guys combined, right? What do you weigh, like 160 each?
I weigh 167.
And you weigh like 121? Without glasses, you're 118.
soaking dry without glasses.
Without glasses.
I have
with
a
Rex
3
specs
pound
on.
glasses. I think I'm 155.
Yeah, so we weigh pretty close.
315 together.
Yeah, I weigh like 305. But I'm not in my best shape I've ever been in.
You're not in fighting weight.
I'm not fighting weight. Fighting weight's like 291. Oh, fighting weight? My goal weight is still way higher than most people's like physical like.
Yeah, if you could,
I'd like to weigh like 270.
That's your goal.
That's like what I want to. I want to get down. That's my beach body. My beach body is still like 70 to 80 pounds over the national average.
We just did a live podcast in Australia. 1,100 people there.
What?
Yeah.
That's so awesome.
Isn't that
That's
weird?
so fucking awesome.
was
And with
crazy.
Streeter opening up for you guys?
Yeah. I stage dove during a podcast.
That's so cool, dude. Meanwhile, I can just picture like it's like sort of rock and roll-esque, but Amir is like with dials and like I'm getting a little bit of feedback.
Yeah, I landed
People like, yeah!
Surfing through the crowd. Is everyone's phone on airplane mode?
Stop yelling. I don't want it to peak.
That was a HeadGum podcast.